Good afternoon, good afternoon. Today is going to be a really exciting session with somebody very special who is for the third time on my show. And as you can imagine, you don't just bring people back to your show if they had no value to give. Nigel Risner. He is a business speaker, he is communication expert and motivational speaker, whom I love dearly, and I get inspired every time when I speak to Nigel. Nigel, thank you so much for coming again back to my show. It's a pleasure to have you back.
The only time I've ever done 3 times with the same host. That's a compliment to you and the questions you ask. Because sometimes I do these podcasts and these live sessions, and the questions are so boring, like, how did you get started? Why are you doing what you're doing? You bring so much energy that it just brings the energy out of me. So vicariously, you share the energy, and I throw it back to you.
And that's why our sessions are always so full of energy, and they always go in 5 minutes. And I always think like, I want to have you back again.
And we will. We'll do it a 4th time if necessary.
Amazing. We'll do that. But today is actually a really important session. I'm so delighted you highlighted the topic, the mission, the vision, and the goals. And I really, really think that right now, like never before, I mean, it's always important, but right now we have to really pay attention to our mission, to our vision, and our goals. But could you please tell me, why did you pick this topic for today? Why?
So from lots and lots of people, they've heard about goals. And I'm going to give you a different acronym for goal setting. And then they've heard about having a vision statement, but they can't remember it. And then the ultimate thing is what I call having a mission statement that is so huge you can never get there, but moment by moment you're working towards it. So if I said to you, Olga, do you have a mission statement? What's your answer?
I would say yes. And I think this is something what we all should have.
Okay, can you remember it off by heart without looking at it?
Well, mine is to transform people's lives around the world and reduce the divorce rate. I know it's a bit long.
No. So just say it again, because it's really key what you just said there. Say it again for me.
To transform people's lives around the globe and reduce divorce rate.
Divorce rates?
Divorce rates, yes.
Okay, so you're aware that you can never reach that goal?
Well, it is possible.
No, it's not. Trust me. There are 7.2 billion people in the world.
Yes.
Okay. I've spoken to 2.3 million. So I'm just shy of 7 billion to go. And as we're speaking right now, someone's getting divorced.
Mm-hmm.
As we're speaking right now, someone's just getting married. Mm-hmm. We can do what we can to influence society, but we'll never be able to reduce divorce in its entirety, ever.
Okay, I love that. And how about if we educate people?
But moment by moment, you can be working towards it. So mine is to inspire and empower people and organizations to live their life to the fullest. So I don't do after dinner speaking because they don't want to be inspired and empowered. They want fun and entertainment and rugby stories.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I can, but that's not what my mission's about. So the question is, regardless of your goals or vision, see, if you have a goal, have you ever you look healthy and fit, I'm not. Have you ever done a marathon?
No, I haven't. I don't like running.
Okay, but if you run a marathon, which is 26.2 miles, the second you finish it, there's a problem, and it's no different to getting married, okay? People invest more time in getting married than investing in their married life.
Yeah.
More people spend their time preparing for their race than what they're going to do when they finish the race. So when someone finishes a marathon, they go, I'm never doing that again. Or they say, what's next? They can't even enjoy that moment. If you get married, my brother, who's 60, is getting married in a couple of weeks' time, his first time. So, I've been married 35 years, and I always joke happily 4, but I've been married 35 years. I intend to go for another 25. Then I get the telegram from the Queen. Then I think it's time for me to move on and find someone else. But I've invested a lot of time, and we were speaking about spiritual, inspirational books beforehand. I've invested a lot of time to make my marriage work. Getting married is simple. Mm-hmm. Having a baby is simple. Bringing up and developing a child or creating a relationship is unbelievably complicated. Mm-hmm. So if your mission is to create a world where there is no divorce, I mean,
No, I wouldn't say that because I know that will be definitely 100% impossible because people have to
See, that's the point about a mission statement.
Mhm.
So you want to try and create that, because if people get married for love, you want it. We know that when people are married, their children develop, etc. But you're never going to be able to achieve it ever in your lifetime. The question is, moment by moment, are you working towards it?
Yes, exactly. And that's the thing. I don't believe in something can be done sometimes in a lifetime, but creating something what will help people to reduce it generations and generations to come. That's my main aim, because I do know probably right now I won't be able even to question the entire 7 billion in the world, but to be able to educate people on relationships, to be able not only on relationships, but also to educate themselves on how to be better person of themselves, how to sort out their own old baggages and to step into healthy relationships together so they can co-create beautiful relationships. That was something what is possible to, help people to reduce divorce rate because they'll be already more educated.
But let's go back a step though. So your goal was to create a course, work with some people, so that 8 people in the course that you're running this week have a better relationship. That's the goal. Okay?
That makes sense, of course.
And
Yeah.
it has a beginning and an end. So if your course was on Friday, for example, you
Yeah.
create a course, and that's specific. It's got to be motivational.
Yeah.
So you want to do it. It's got to be attainable in your mind's eye, which is the A. So you can see on Friday 8 married couples or 8 women or 8 men coming together.
Yeah.
It's got to be relevant, which is the R, because that's part of your life's work.
Mhm.
And it's got to be trackable. So I can ring you up Friday afternoon and say, how did it go? Now,
Yeah.
that's a new acronym for SMART, by the way. Now, I have a friend, David Hyde, who says SMART goals don't work. And he's nearly right if you use the old acronym. But if you're specific, motivational, it's attainable, relevant, and trackable, you're nearly there. But I've added 2 other letters in my goal setting. It needs to be enjoyable. So if you don't enjoy that type of work, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And if there's no reward at the end. So every time I create or write a book, I buy myself a watch. So I've got this watch. That was after I wrote the impact code.
Love that.
This was after I did It's a Zoo around here. And this watch was when I wrote Zookeeper Rules for the Office. So every time I create a book, I like watches. Every time I create another book, my reward is I can buy myself another watch.
But you have more books than that. You have 5 books. So you're like watches.
Because I have 2 more in here, but they're being repaired at the moment.
Oh, I see. Okay. I was like, hold on. You have more books than that. Okay.
What I'm saying is, so my goal was to write a book. So it has a beginning and an end.
Yeah.
I'm motivated. Paul McGee, for example, writes some brilliant books. He's motivated. I can see the books on the shelves, and behind me, you won't be able to see it. I've got the cover of one of the very first books. So I could see my mind, and I could see it being an Amazon #1 book bestseller. So that was the idea. Then I decided, is it relevant for me? And one of the books that I had wasn't relevant because it's about networking. And I don't talk about networking anymore. And I probably haven't sold a networking book in years because it's not relevant to me now. It's trackable. I know every week how many I'm selling. We all know that. It's got to be enjoyable. And if it's not enjoyable, that's why most goals fall flat. So you're much healthier than me. So you know that midnight on New Year's Eve where you're semi-pissed and you say to the world, I'm going to start a new health regime. And on the 1st of January, I'm never going to eat chocolate and I'm going to go to the gym.
Yeah.
On the 22nd of January, go to nearly any gym in the world and it will be empty.
Oh, yeah.
So be aware that if it's not enjoyable, you're not going to continue.
100%.
And there has to be a reward. So that's the idea of smarter goal setting. And your goals, and my dog is excited, and the goal has to be in alignment with what I call a vision. Now, my vision statement is slightly different. I'm just closing my door here.
Sure, no problem at all.
There you go. At least you know it's live.
Yes, exactly. Definitely live.
See, my vision statement is a goal that's possible in my lifetime, but I don't know how I'm going to get there.
Oh, please share with us.
So it's what we call a BHAG. It's a big, hairy, audacious goal. So I would like to make the community safe where I and my wife walk our dog. I want to create a reform program for young offenders in prison. So when they come out, there's like a big brother scheme. I want to create a regime for me that I do every marathon in Europe. Now, bearing in mind I hate running, but it is possible in my lifetime. I want to create an environment where my kids are totally financially secure.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that because I've got two high maintenance kids, okay, who still have credit cards of mine. And they're 33 and 30, by the way. But what I'm saying is it's possible, but I don't know how I'm going to get there. So if you remember Fields of Dream with Kevin Costner, build it and they will come.
Mm.
So sometimes you have to have a vision of what it is that you want to create, but you're not quite sure what it's going to look like. So when Walt Disney built Epcot and then he built Disneyland, he knew what he wanted. He bought the land, but he didn't know how it was going to look. Everyone said, you're mad to do that. But he had a vision.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Epcot was completed just after he died. And people were amazed he did it. And his brother, Roy Disney, said he knew it could be done and he had a vision of what it would look like.
Yeah.
So the question is, what is your vision that you want to create? So for you, your vision might be 50,000 married couples stay married. That's possible in your lifetime. I'm not sure how you're going to do it, but it's possible. That your 15-year-old son gets his O-levels, goes to university, and has a happy, successful life. You can do some of that. So you have to create what I call a plan of goals that are in alignment with your vision, but are in alignment with this bigger mission. And remember, you can never reach your mission, but you can be working towards it. So am I doing my mission statement now by inspiring and empowering your audience?
Oh, you definitely are, 100%.
Yeah, but I might be now, but I might be driving my car later, and a car, it cuts me up, and I do a middle finger. Now, in that moment in time, I'm probably not living my mission statement.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's the point for everyone to understand. You would have had a day, and I'm sure you'd have had it in the last couple of weeks, where your day's been phenomenal. Relationships have been great. Your friendship has been great. Your eating has been great. You won't need to look at your mission statement that day. But if you're having a bad day and your relationship with your son is not going well, and then something else is not working well, and then you're eating 3 bars of chocolate, and you start eating a bar of chocolate this size,
which I love.
Which I still haven't opened, by the way. But if you're doing that type of thing, what you need to do is do what I call a check-in at 11 o'clock and at 5 o'clock on your mission statement, and ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now in alignment with that? Yeah. And when I'm inspiring and empowering people, my life works. I'm looking at some of the people who've just come on to our chat. And Sabaya, who I know very well, when she's coaching executives and she's picked her daughter up from school, her life is working.
Exactly.
When she's not, because she's too busy and she hasn't got time for the family, then her life's not working. So you do not have to be in mission control all of the time. Because you can't be. You can't be living a life in integrity where you are just what's called perfect. But when you're not in mission days, you will find things aren't working. The house isn't quite sorted out. All of a sudden, there's a fight going on. Then the phone rings and you're not ready for a certain call. So if everyone who's watching this and who watched it at a later stage thinks, when am I at my most happiest? So we did an exercise with a chief exec group where we asked people to write down 20 things they love to do.
Right.
Did it entail people, money, and when was the last time they did it? So I love walking on the beach. I love having an ice cream walking on the beach. And it doesn't take much money. So even if you did it in England, you could go to Bournemouth, not at the moment because there's thousands going, but you could go to Bournemouth, buy an ice cream for £1, put your £3, because I have to have a flake and sauce.
Yeah, of course.
You could walk along the beach. And I met my wife 39 years ago in Israel. And that was the very first date that we had, that we got a bus to the ice cream store. We couldn't afford it both ways, had an ice cream, and we walked along the beach, bare feet, having an ice cream. So whenever we go on holiday, That's what we want to create. So it's not a lot, but when my life is working, I'm probably doing that. When my life is working, we have the Jewish New Year coming up, and my kids will be at dinner at my dinner table. My life will be working because my wife will be happy. You don't have to go round the world in a first-class ticket, a train. So about 20 years ago, I said to my kids, and you will have said this to your son at some point, the reason I'm working so hard is because I'm doing this for you.
Oh, yes.
And my kids turned around. You know what they said to me?
What did you say?
Then don't. We'd prefer to have more time with you than you working so hard that we only spend a couple of weeks on holiday with you.
I love that. I love it. And sometimes it can be like a slap into your face, just like literally don't.
Yeah.
And you think, what? I do it all for you.
Yeah.
I get it. So Nigel, basically what you're saying, have a goal which is smarter to achieve, and it's definitely there. But then as a mission, have it so big, almost like unachievable, but always work towards that. Is it right?
Okay, so your goal is a stepping stone to get you close. Yeah. So go back to you. You want to create a center to help people have relationships. So if that's your goal, you've got to create a course. You've then got to create a venue to put them there. Then you've got to advertise people to get there. All those are stepping stones of your goal. You're never going to eradicate divorce in the world.
Oh, no, I never even said that. Yeah, exactly, because that would be like completely not real.
No, but you can work towards creating a world where people have harmonious relationships.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, now it's definitely clarified. And everybody who is watching us right now, I wonder if you would like to receive some help from Nigel, helping you with your mission, with your vision and your goals. Please type below, what is your mission? What do you see as your vision? And what do you see your goals? But Nigel, also, whilst people are thinking about their mission, vision or goals, I wonder if you could tell the importance about having them in relationships, in the business, and also in personal life, because I strongly believe we should have them across all areas of our lives. But some people, they're so focused on just having goals in their business, but nothing in their relationships or nothing in their lives. So what do you think about that?
Okay, so let's go back to mine. I'm going to be totally selfish now. So my mission in life is to inspire and empower people and their organizations to live their life to the fullest. So when it comes to the word people, it means everyone I interact with. So tonight, my wife will be doing, she's a child and adolescent psychotherapist. She'll be meeting a client. I'll be seeing a client. When we finish both our clients, we're going to have dinner together. We need to make sure our phones are switched off and we have some quality time. If I want to inspire and empower her, then over the week, I'm going to see my kids and I need to make sure my phone is down so I'm focused on them and not looking at my phone. When you see people holding their phone whilst they're talking to you, what they're actually saying is, you don't matter that much, because if my phone rings, I'm going to see who that is, see if it's more important than you. Well, I'm not really in on that. Imagine if we're doing this, and in the middle of the interview, I go, just 1 second, Olga. Oh, no, it's fine. What I'm really saying to you is, it's not that this is fine, but this isn't that important. But if it was, oh, hold on, Olga, I'm just going to take this call. How would you feel in the middle of this if I answered my phone?
I just will do this. Let me just show you this. I will say, that's it, Nigel. You're not going to be on the screen.
but you need to understand that we all do it. We go to a party. We go to the pub. We're with a group of people. I know we want to take a picture of our food, but we're holding it just in case something else becomes important.
True.
So if your mission, let's use yours, is to create more harmonious relationships, and you're holding your phone and your son and your husband or whoever might be there, you're not creating a harmonious relationship. And as your son starts talking to you about his day at school, you go, hold on 1 second. I've just got this client who wants to know something.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. So your mission isn't just a business mission. So let me talk about Hard Rock Cafe. Have you ever been to a Hard Rock Cafe?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's international, yeah.
Do you know what their mission statement is? It's 4 words.
No. What is it?
Love all, serve all.
Oh, I like that.
So their concept is we need to love the people we're with, and that includes our suppliers, our delivery drivers, our waiters, our customers, and then serve all, whether that's leadership, servant leadership, whether we're working with people. It's to understand what our job is to serve, the same as
Yeah.
you're serving me and I'm serving you.
That's
Ritz-Carlton hotels. We are ladies and gentlemen looking after ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
I just read about Lego. Now, did your son ever play with Lego?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, of course.
So I just saw this. It's to continue to create innovative play experiences and reach more children each year.
Oh,
Now, they're never going to be able to reach every child in the world, but it's
exactly.
to continually create innovative play experiences.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a parent, that's what you want to be doing as well.
Mm,
If you're in business, you want to create experiences that innovate and expand people. So every mission statement someone gives me, if I didn't know you and someone told me about a mission statement and there were 12 women in the room, I would know that was yours because that's who you're about.
yeah.
And so I often, when we do exercises with CEOs, I'll ask them to write down a mission statement. I'll work with them on it, and then I will guess who I think is whose mission statement. And I'm really accurate. And it's no different to personality assessments. You want to be able to understand the way they communicate. And it's not difficult if you understand their basic personal needs. It's not difficult if you understand their mission. So for everyone who's listening today, if you have a goal and the minute you reach the goal, 2 words come up, what's next?
Mm,
You need to make sure it's got to be in alignment with your vision and in alignment with your mission statement. Most people just create one. I'm begging people to go bigger. And it's to say, what do I want to do for me that's going to make a difference in the world, that's going to impact the world, that's going to leave a legacy for people to after me?
true. Very true. And I agree with you because once you set up something really huge, really big, really massive, then actually you will do so much more towards that. And when you set up for yourself something what is easily to achieve because you want to play safe, then you just do it and then you get bored. And unfortunately, I've worked with too many people who would come to me saying they achieved their wealth, they achieved their successful businesses. And that's why now they're not happy because they're not fulfilled, because they stopped growing, because the main aim for them was to get the financial success, but not any other aspects of their lives to be at the same great success level. So I totally agree with you here. It should be across all areas and it should be something big and huge what we can work towards to.
See, I always joke with people, one of my biggest visions at the moment is not about my health. It was 2 years ago after I had a brain aneurysm, and it was amazing how quickly I did stuff about it because it was so important.
Right.
So if you're not focused on your vision and you then can't achieve your goal, and we were speaking just before about something called the reticular activator system.
Yeah.
If you create something in mind, for example, you want to write a book, the second you say that out loud and you have a support team and you belong to a mastermind team, all of a sudden you're going to go on Facebook and you're going to find there's a Facebook group and then there's 4 people looking. So we were joking because I had never heard of a book until 5 days ago, and it's The 5 Love Languages.
Yes.
It's not my book. I'd never heard about it. Gary Chapman sold 12.5 million copies. Within 4 days, every person I've met has mentioned this book. Now, I think you can't see it. I'm in a study here with about 3,500 books, which go from face reading to a book called Trolley Wars, which is how the supermarket's developed, to Secrets of Motivational Speaking, to Customers Are Fickle, to Chicken Soap for the Entrepreneur's Soul. I have a wide range of books.
Yeah.
Every 2 minutes, there's someone else is saying, what's your love language? And then, are you gift orientated? I had not a clue what was going on. So I had to buy this book.
I know what you mean, yeah.
That book, what I'm promoting is the minute you put it out to the universe, what it is that you want to achieve, you will be surprised that all these little signs and signals have always been there, but you're now aware of it. So, have you bought a car recently, Olga?
I did, yes, in April, yeah.
Okay, what did you buy?
Jeep Cherokee.
Okay, let me tell you, since you bought it, how many have you seen?
It's really surprising. It's a very rare car, the specifications which I have, but I've
called Jeep Cherokee
too. But actually, I know what you mean. Every time you buy a car, you see them everywhere.
You have to seen them before, and I promise you, the next 4 days, I want you to email me how many you see, because we've put it out to the universe. I'm going to be I'm going to go walk the dog in a minute, and I promise you, I'll pick 3, because that's what happens. So there's an idea that says God will provide a plan, providing you share the plan. I always laugh with people who have never won the lottery, and you ask people, "Well, did you buy a ticket this week?"
Exactly.
If you want to win the lottery, at least buy a ticket and meet God halfway. And without getting too spiritual, and I know our time is nearly out, if you have a goal that's in alignment with your vision, that's part of a bigger picture, and every day you do one thing towards it. So again, if you wanted to write a book to support the world, the first thing you need to do is get a notepad. That's day 1. Then you buy a pencil or a pen on day 2. Then you write 3 words. You're starting. No, it's not a bestseller yet, but it wasn't a bestseller 3 days ago, so you're okay.
Yeah.
Every single day, you do one thing towards your goal. If you do one thing towards your goal, at the end of the year, you've done 360 things towards your goal. The problem is most people give up way too early. So think about what it is that you want to achieve. And if it doesn't make you smile and it doesn't stretch you, then it's probably not big enough.
Exactly. If it is too safe, just don't do it. Make it bigger, make it scary, make it so you have to do it.
Ships are built for harbors, but that wasn't ships were built in harbors, but that's not where they were supposed to be.
Right. Like that.
So the idea is to go big, go a little bit crazy. But there's one other thing that I'm going to share, which is going to be a little bit against what I've just said. There will be times it doesn't work.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Acknowledge it, respect it, have a chat with your mastermind team, and change the goal. I don't want to be running up Mount Everest. I just thought I'd share this. Okay, I have no intention. But there are times where we go, it would be lovely to do that. Well, it might have been when you're semi-peed and all the rest. But right now, it's not my goal. So for everyone who's listening, decide what it is that you want to achieve, share it with a mastermind team, and then get some support. Remember this phrase, you have to do it by yourself, and you cannot do it alone.
That's very true, because people who surround you will actually help you, or they will pull you back. And that's why I think the next step is really important, to actually declutter your social circle, to really have a close look to who you are, who you're having in your close circle, and just declutter that from people who will pull you back rather push you forward.
And remember, you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with.
Exactly.
So you need a tight, what I call a circle of trust. You need to have a very close team who you're prepared to do what I call tell the total truth faster. 4 T's and an F. Tell the total truth faster, and then listen to feed forward. Do not ask your support group for feedback, because your brain will shut down. Ask a new word for you, feed forward. What do I need to do to forward myself towards my goal? Not what do I need to feed back on, because I'm probably going to get shut down. So very often people say to me, can you give me some feedback on my idea? And I say, you couldn't cope with my feedback. Ask for feed forward. Oh no, I could destroy people. I mean, I've watched speakers, as you know, and they've come up to me and said, I presume you liked it. Any feedback? And I nearly want to say, stop speaking. But I can't say that. So I said, would you like some feed forward about 3 things you might do better next time? So don't ask people for feedback if, one, you're not willing to receive it. It's better to ask for feed forward. Ask people to share your goals. And let me give you one last thought. Whenever somebody asks me for support, I always ask them a very simple question. Write down the 3 questions you'd love to ask me, and then see if you still want to ask me the question. Don't ask to pick my brain. So I get a lot of people say, if I could just have half an hour with you, I said, just tell me the 3 questions you'd love to know the answer to. Then I ask them to write down 5 answers to the possible questions they've given me. Then I ask them, do you still need my support? I eliminate 80% of people by asking those 2 questions. So I'm delighted to support people on their mission or their vision or their goals, but be really clear what support you want from people. So my time is up. It's 13:31. It's 31 minutes.
That's true. That's true. But Nigel, before we finish off this amazing show with you, which I absolutely love because you are such a wise man and you have so much experience. I know you have this amazing personality assessment tool, which I know will definitely help people more with their mission, vision, and goal because they can learn more about themselves. And as a result, it will help them to set up their goals, visions, and missions. Could you please tell us more about that?
Okay, well, I'll do it in very short time, as I haven't come to plug a book or anything. So what we did was we created a tool that would allow people to really identify their personality profile. One of the problems with things like Myers-Briggs, Bell-Bin, DISC, and all the other stuff is they often found out who they were, but they couldn't recognize other people. So we wanted to do a tool that would allow them to see their I'm trying to find the right word, to find out how they really acted in a whole ream of questions. So you can't cheat on it because I've tried a few times and it won't let you cheat. And the idea is that you're going to find out why you do certain things, why especially you don't do certain things, and how things don't work for you and how things do work for you. So it's on my website if people are interested. There's even a free quiz on my website if people want the baby steps, and it's there for you. So delighted if you want to go and visit my website.
That's wonderful. And I'll definitely make sure I will send the link and I'll post it below the video so people actually can check it out because I think it's so powerful when you learn more about yourself and then you can also learn how to read other people based on more information.
100%.
That's amazing. Well, Nigel, thank you so much for coming onto this show today. Thank you so much for your wisdom.
I look forward to a fourth.
Oh, definitely. Let's make one happen. Absolutely. I mean, we always have such a great discussion. And I think what you touched up there, a bit of more spirituality and universal laws, I think that's something what people are still thinking a bit wishy-washy. So I think it'll be quite interesting to speak about something like this. Or
I'll share one thing that Martin Root, who was a spiritual guidance teacher of mine, once said. He said, if people don't believe in spirituality, give them a flower and ask them to make it.
Love that. Absolutely love it. But it's like almost people say, I don't believe in that. And I ask them, okay, do you believe in gravity? And they say, yeah, but gravity is just there. And I think, well, that's exactly how it works. It is just there.
Yeah,
but anyway,
people can't see that. That's why I say, here's a flower, make another one.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, that's so smart. So simple and so smart.
It's got to be simple because that's why I'm involved with it.
Absolutely, exactly.
Have a great week. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. And if I can inspire you or your team or your lovely guests, let me know.
Thank you so much. You are true inspiration. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you everybody who joined us today, whether it was YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. I appreciate you watching us today. Please leave a comment below what exactly actually has changed in your thinking and what about your goal. Has it changed? Has it stretched? Whatever happened? And if you need more help, you know the man whom to ask for the help. It is Nigel. But make sure you write your 3 questions. You answer with 5 answers on those 3 questions and then contact Nigel. That's the best way to do it.
See you soon.
Thank you so much. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.